If you're a true Liverpool fan, subscribe to Anfield Signal.
Liverpool lineups for Galatasaray as Florian Wirtz in Rio Ngumoha, decisions made. Liverpool take on Galatasaray in the last 16 of the Champions League on Tuesday evening. After back-to-back trips to Wolverhampton Wanderers, there is another return for Liverpool on Tuesday evening as the Reds head back to Istanbul to face Galatasaray. While the city, of course, holds a special place in the annals of Reds Champions League history, they made a disappointing visit there earlier this season when they lost 1-0 in the league phase. Now in the last 16, Arne Slot will hope for better as his side face off against the Turkish outfit, who impressively dispatched Italian giants Juventus in the playoff round. How should Slot play it this evening, though? Our Reds writers have named the teams that they would pick. Ian Doyle. The Champions League and Istanbul, two things that have gone together rather well for Liverpool in the past. This time, however, things will be very different with Galatasaray, the opposition on home soil. What then is Reds boss Arne Slot to do? No messing about here. He must go as strong as possible, and that won't be far off what could be termed Liverpool's first-choice team. With Alisson Becker absent, that means Georgi Mamardashvili is in goal, with Jeremy Frimpong coming in at right-back and Milos Kerkez at left-back. Ibrahima Konate partners skipper Virgil van Dijk at centre-back. In midfield, Ryan Gravenberch is alongside Alexis McAllister in the deeper roles, with Dominik Szoboszlai returning to the number 10 role. And up top, Hugo Ekitike leads the line, with Mohamed Salah on the right and Florian Wirtz coming in on the left. My team, 4-2-3-1. Mamardashvili, Frimpong, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Salah, Szoboszlai, Wirtz, Ekitike. Paul Ghost. So no Alisson Becker means Georgi Mamardashvili steps into the void for the biggest game of his Liverpool career to date. The Georgia international eventually aims to succeed Alisson as the long-term number one, so there's no harm in him learning on the job early. The issue, as always, is at right back, and I was slightly surprised when Arne Slot hinted during his Monday press conference that Dominik Szoboszlai might start there tonight. There can be no excuse for putting the best-performing midfielder out of position when Joe Gomez and Jeremy Frimpong are both fit for my money. For me, I am going to give Gomez the nod there for defensive security. Frimpong's pace can stretch the game later on. Milos Kerkez returns for Andy Robertson, despite Robertson's excellent showing at Wolves. Szoboszlai starts in midfield alongside Ryan Gravenberch, and Alexis McAllister gets the nod too. That means Florian Wirtz returns on the left wing of the attack instead of Cody Gakpo, who can wait in reserve off the bench. Since there aren't many attacking alternatives at present, Gakpo could be useful in that regard. Hugo Ekitike returns to lead the line and Mohamed Salah starts. My team, 4-3-3. Mamardashvili, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Salah, Ekitike, Wirtz. Mark Jones. Galatasaray took the home leg of their playoff round against Juventus away from the Italians in a half-hour burst in the second half, featuring 3 goals for the hosts and a red card for the visitors. And so the key to this one for the Reds will be control, both of the ball and their tempers. With that in mind, I'm not against picking Dominik Szoboszlai at right back, as it will get more players who are comfortable in possession on the pitch, with the Hungarian moving forward to try and help pack out midfield too. Ahead of Georgi Mamardashvili, Ibrahima Konate returns alongside Virgil van Dijk at centre-back. While Milos Kerkez has been very good of late, I'll stick with Andy Robertson for this one, after his display at Wolves. Ryan Gravenberch, Alexis McAllister and Curtis Jones then make up the midfield, with Mohamed Salah, Hugo Ekitike and Florian Wirtz, the German taking the left side berth over Cody Gakpo and Rio Ngumoha, who could be seen from the bench. My team, 4-3-3. Mamardashvili, Gomez, Konate, Van Dijk, Kerkez, Gravenberch, McAllister, Jones, Salah, Ekitike, Wirtz.
Liverpool sent major Dominik Szoboszlai contract warning. Liverpool were celebrating a new contract for Ryan Gravenberch over the weekend as Richard Hughes crossed one major renewal off his list. The Dutchman, 23, inked a new deal tying him to the Premier League champions until 2032. It has been reported by some sources that the deal is worth a staggering $280K per week before bonuses, taking Gravenberch into the Reds' top category of earners. Next up for Liverpool's sporting director is a renewal for Szoboszlai, who was out of contract in summer 2028. The Hungarian captain, 25, has been the Anfield club's best player this season, fulfilling a multitude of roles. But if no new deal is agreed, then Liverpool risks seeing Szoboszlai running down his deal. Champions League football or lose Szoboszlai? And if the club don't get their Champions League qualifications sorted for next season, then it could raise an additional complication in Szoboszlai's renewal. According to a report in Football Insider, Szoboszlai could well move to Real Madrid in the summer, and the club better secure Champions League football as soon as possible to safeguard against that from happening. Szoboszlai could join Real Madrid this summer, which would serve as a real setback to the Reds' plans for next season. The report reads, the Hungarian midfielder has been their standout performer across this campaign so far, but once again will surely want to be playing Champions League football in 2026-27. Szoboszlai wants upwards of $250K per week. Szoboszlai is reported to be asking for between $250K and $300K in a renewal. Big money, but not outlandish given the sums spent on Gravenberch. And if Hughes doesn't come to an agreement with the number 8 soon, then Liverpool could be left with very little choice other than to offload him with 2 years left on his deal. The most important thing is to finish strongly in the Premier League, as well as the FA Cup and Champions League, and give Szoboszlai the kind of platform his talents deserve over the next few seasons.
Liverpool simply have to sign the next Luis Diaz. He's incredible. Liverpool simply have to sign the next Luis Diaz, who is simply one of a kind. Signing players from the Portuguese league rarely works, unless, of course, that player is a sensational Colombian star. When Liverpool signed Diaz from FC Porto, it was clear they got a generational player. Diaz was a bit like Marmite at Liverpool, but there is no denying that he played a crucial role in the Reds winning 2 League Cups, reaching the Champions League final, and winning the Premier League. It's only in his absence that Liverpool fans have realized just how important he was in Arne Slot's squad. Diaz's directness, speed, and relentless energy is something Liverpool have really missed this season. Meanwhile, he's gone on to dominate in the Bundesliga and become one of the most important players in Bayern Munich's exciting season. Normally, when it comes to signing attackers from the Portuguese league, you should not really entertain the idea if you're Liverpool, unless, of course, that player is a massive outlier. Diaz was one of these players. Darwin Núñez was another one who does not get the credit he deserves for the career he had at Anfield. The club's former sporting director, Julian Ward, who is still employed by Liverpool, is well aware of the market, and he should now be well aware of the next Diaz at Porto, Oskar Piłsudski. 17 years old, incredibly fast and direct, with 2 goals and 1 assist in his last 3 Portuguese top-flight games. Piłsudski is only a few months younger than Ngumoha, but he already has over 60 first-team appearances for Polish side Jagiellonia and Porto combined. He was signed by Porto in the January window, and he started very well, in a similar fashion to Diaz. In just 319 minutes for Porto, Piłsudski already has 4 goal contributions, averaging a goal or assist every 79 minutes he has spent on the pitch. He's a great 1-versus-1 winger who loves to play on the left wing, but what is really eye-catching about Piłsudski is his desire and work rate. Like Diaz, he's a relentless runner who loves to press high and also track back to help out his fullback in defense. In his last game against Benfica, he won an incredible 4 tackles, and so far he averages 7.57 defensive duels per 90 for Porto, which is an incredibly high volume for an attacker. Piłsudski is the kind of Polish talent never before seen. He's already got so much experience for a player of his age, and he's now scoring incredible
incredible goals in huge matches between Porto and Benfica. With his work rate, technical ability, and his speed, he has the potential to go very far. Knowing the type of attackers Liverpool go for, they will be watching his progress very closely, and given how there is room for more reinforcements on the left wing and in attack in the coming years, they will ultimately have to sign him. Piatuski has the potential to become a generational player, even better than Diaz.